and the right things. And
Mic check, 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 mic check.
yeah, so that I can
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh
work.
to all the Muslims. Um, I'm just doing this because for easy use. I know that just starting, don't have a lot of followers, so what I plan to do is just go live and make it easier for me to upload my records, especially because I just got a lot going on right now. So I'm basically just venting, um, but also I wanna pose a few questions. So bring the mic a little closer. So when it comes to social media, TikTok, especially, but social media in general, I think we have to. Like my levels a little low. We have to we have to observe the proper etiquette, right? Um, and what is the proper etiquette? There are proper etiquettes when it comes to being a student of knowledge, and there are proper etiquettes when it comes to being a Muslim in general, right? And a lot of people want to apply the etiquettes of student of knowledge to the etiquette of being a Muslim in general when it comes to you dealing with them. When it comes to them dealing with you and them dealing with the general public, they want to rely on the fact that, oh, brother, I'm not perfect. We all sinners, and all of this rhetoric, right? And the men of today are a lot softer than the men of yesterday, right? And I think that's the main thing I want to spend some time on. So basically, today I was on TikTok, and it started out sometimes for entertainment. I'll go into certain Christians live and hear how they, debate with each other concerning Trinitarian, Unitarian, uh, heresies, modality, all of these different terms that they have to differentiate each other, right? And my intentions, for one, I'm not gonna lie, is to be entertained because it's entertaining. But for two, is to understand what my Christian relatives believe or understand or what they think they believe so that I can be able to talk to them about Islam in a way that is not condescending or yeah, it's not condescending or because sometimes you can when we look at our Christian relatives and we want to give them dawah, sometimes it can seem like how do you believe this stuff? Like it's clearly batil. You know what I'm saying? Like it's clearly batil. So falsehood. So how can you remain so firm on something that you don't even have a understanding of the basics, right? So a lot of times, some of these people come on here and they are a lot more learned. So I prefer to look, learned in the sense of like understanding what they think Christianity is saying. So I prefer to hear them talk to the layman's. But what I'm finding is that they spend a lot of time talking about Islam and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And it's like, if you're sincere and you think that I asked one of them before, I asked Logic this actually. If you're sincere, why do you spend so much time, uh, basically warning people about Islam when clearly it's so many differences in Christianity that y'all not even on us all on the same page, right? So, of course he like, oh no, that's not the case. We what don't we agree with? Yada yada yada. And I'm like, I think it's a lot of stuff, but I try to take things one step at a time, and I think I do that more so. I mean, my intentions, I don't want to say my intention, my approach with logic was to keep it strictly logical, a logical conversation, a logical uh debate, but not necessarily a debate because I'm not going to debate because I'm not knowledgeable enough to debate a lot of these issues, right? So um so with this particular situation with logic, it it basically ended up being a situation um where he says, oh man, hopefully she didn't cut me off. I got the baby on my lap. Where he says, actually I'm gonna just pull it up. Where he says, you know, him and his homies pull up a hadith. And we spoke after this. So, I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, man, that was a nitma from Allah, right? Because when I started talking about him, I paused for a second and I was like, you know what, he not here. I probably shouldn't talk about it. And alhamdulillah, he popped up right in the live, right? Now, part of what I wanted to talk about now has something to do with that. But he popped right up in the live. So that way, law protected me from backbiting, right? Because it's a difference. Like a lot of people don't know the difference between backbiting and slandering, right? Even though Christians are like not our brothers, we should still practice the etiquette of a Muslim. You don't say something behind somebody back that if they heard it, they might feel shamed or they might feel shy or ashamed or defensive, right? And people often say, no, but if it's true, then it's not backbiting. It's still backbiting, even if it's true. If it's not true, then it becomes slander, right? So, we have to be especially careful when it comes to our Muslim brothers, but also in general, because Allah tells us to stand against oppression, even if it's against ourselves, right? So to defame somebody's name or to talk about them when they can't defend themselves is oppressive. That's oppressing them. Okay. So back to what I was saying though is, we started talking about that particular instance, right? And we cleared the air. You know what I'm saying? Because I was basically saying that he lied, and his followers, one of his followers jumped in my inbox, was disrespectful, and was basically saying like, basically you lost, and lost the debate, even though it wasn't a debate. Um, and I don't understand how you could take that from this is that, going on and on and on. And I'm like, bro, I didn't even continue the conversation because I'm not going to continue talking to somebody who can't admit that they said what they said, especially if it's on video and we could just go right back to it and see it. So, which is what I did. We went right back to it, and I pulled it up, and I'm going to pull it up now. Again, because actually I'm not even going to go back on his. There's two things that I want to address with this, right? Um, I'm gonna just airdrop it to my computer. I'm gonna try to airdrop it to my computer because I already I think I might have erased it. But let me see. And basically, is a hadith where the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is judging between a dispute between a husband who called his wife who suspected his wife of infidelity, and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam basically said, and they cursed each other, which is something as Muslims we know very clear that a lot of Muslims always say, may Allah punish you, if may Allah punish you or me if we're lying. If I'm not being truthful, may Allah punish the person who's not being truthful, right? It's just like saying, like how we say in modern times, I swear to God, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, may God strike me down. Like that's what when we used to be, when we was Christians, when I was Christian, that's what we used to always say, oh, may God strike me down if I'm lying, right? It's the same as that. They wanted to twist it and try to make it seem like that the woman gave birth to the curse, that she was cursed for lying, and that her curse was to give birth to a black child. So of course I'm like, that's completely falsehood. But you know, you know how I go with people. They come up with conclusions and they stick to them. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, hold up, not to my TV. This is downstairs. I can't mirror on the in this. Can I mirror on here? I should have probably figured this stuff out beforehand, but I didn't. Oh, screen mirror. Here we go. Screen preferences. Standard rotation. Hair display. iPad. My iPad's coming up, but show mirror options, the menu bar when available. But yeah, it's not letting me mirror to the computer from my phone. So let me try to just airdrop it to the computer. Yeah, it's a big file. Cause I don't even want to go to his page and you know what I mean, support that, because you know what I'm saying, like a lot of times, and I didn't have nothing, against Paul, but and this is another one of the dangers where we start talking about Christianity. They start, and they might start it first, I don't know, but they start bad mouthing the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and being disrespectful to Islam, and it becomes a back and forth, and it's like a chicken or the egg thing. It's like, oh, I only said this bad stuff about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam because they said this about Christianity, and Allah knows best who started these things, but there will be some share of responsibility in those who start these things, who get on these websites and start disrespecting we don't disrespect Jesus, so I don't even know how this stuff starts, for real. But come on, man, what are you doing? But yeah, like there's gonna be like we're gonna have to be accountable for some of this stuff, because the Quran is specific. It says that we shouldn't be arguing with Christians and bad mouthing they stuff. So Allah knows best. I don't want to, like I said, I don't get into debates because I'm not that knowledgeable, and and I try to be. One of the things that made me more here to go right here, more conscious of this, is I used to have a lot more knowledge. I used to have a lot of knowledge, and I wasn't practicing it, and the Lord took it from me. So I'm very what's wrong, baby? I'm very cognizant of the things that I say now, and I try to implement things before I get on here, calling, like, thinking I'm gonna be a superhero of Islam and save the Ummah from the bashing, the Christians bashing the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because that could be a dangerous thing, and sometimes you can do more harm than good. You know what I'm saying? And how can you do more harm than good? You get on here and you start saying stuff that you don't have no knowledge of, and you have to be accountable for that. And that falls under shirk. You say something about Allah and His messenger that Allah didn't say, that can be very detrimental to you, to your Islam. And so this file was taking a while. So basically, him and his friends, they pull up a hadith. First, that in his defense, another Muslim came up and was saying something. I didn't catch their discussion, but my assumption is that the Muslim disrespected them and said that, and then at the end, the part that I caught, he said, can you be quiet, please? He said, well, keep doing what you're doing because you ain't doing nothing but spreading Islam more. I'm like, why would you tell this boy to keep doing what he's doing, and he's slandering Islam? And then he bringing up the thing about when you prepare to have to talk to. Do you want to go downstairs? The thing about it is when you prepare, when these dudes prepare to come, they prepare to come on these platforms and talk bad about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They cherry pick hadiths, and we not like the scholars of old or the Muslims of old who have memorized hundreds of thousands of hadiths, who memorize the Quran and 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 know the breakdown of every hadith. So it's the setup because they'll come in here with these hand-picked hadith that they've been studying, looking at the Arabic, looking at you know what I'm saying, like looking at everything. And this is part of their business. You know what I'm saying? Like astaghfirullah, this is part of their business. They make money by coming on here and bashing Islam, and it's like, what you would think, why would people pay to even do this, right? But you look at all of the people who come from the quote unquote Muslim world, and they call themselves an ex-Muslim, and they get thrown on every platform that you can reach from here to Timbuktu. They on every, you ask them anything, any general information, they don't know. Ask them the Fatiha. They might learn like little small parts, but they always get caught. They always end up getting caught in they lies. And Allah got a special place for them type of people, you know. And we don't want to give them fodder. We don't want to get them fuel, to add to the harm that they do to Islam in this life, even though we know it's going to be fuel for them in a fire later. And I heard I heard one of our brothers say that y'all don't have to deal with us Muslims that long. you know soon we're gonna part our ways. And basically, the way he said it was kind of eloquent. It was like a play on words, like basically, when we go where we go and when they go where they go, they ain't gonna have to worry about us no more. They got their own things to worry about. And that's true. That's 100% true. Like we don't need to be the superheroes of Islam on social media. You see what I'm saying? Like, now, if you find somebody in person or you find somebody in the real world who is interested in Islam, then by all means do your best. But these people, you meeting these people, yes, no, you meeting these people in their territory. That's like going to somebody's house by yourself to fight them while they at home during a family event. You know what I'm saying? It's like you walking yourself down a dark alley. You know what I'm saying? So you can give her one. So you know what I'm saying? Like, let's not, hey, this file taking a minute. Oh, hold up, I don't see it no more. Let me find it.
Look, I got you with this.
I see it, baby. Thank you.
No.
Is this it? No, that's not it. But yeah, I'm gonna just play the whole thing, because what I did before was I put it on this. I don't use this desktop like that. That's why I'm like, what is going on? Downloads. That's what I go to. There we go. Screen recording.
Hey, let me go ahead and put this on the screen for YouTube to see as well. Sahih Muslim, 1495.
Yes.
1495A.
Yeah, this is Muhammad talking about blackness being a curse.
It's a long one.
It is a long.
Okay, cool. All right, hold on, let me share this. Here we go. We're just gonna read. We're just gonna read, y'all.
Stop it.
We just gonna read.
That's it. We're just gonna read. See how this goes. All right, go ahead.
So, here's what it is. Abdullah reported, we were on the night on Friday, staying in the mosque when a person from the Ansar came and said, if a person finds his woman along with a man and he speaks about it, you would lash him. And if he unalives him, you will unalive. If he unalives, you will unalive him. And if he keeps quiet, he shall have to consume anger. By Allah, I will definitely ask about him from Allah's messenger. Police and police and fighting be upon him. From the following day, he came to Allah's messenger and asked him thus: if a man were to find his wife, find with his wife a man, and if he were to talk about it, you would lash him. And if he unalived, you would unalive him. And if he were to keep quiet, he would consume anger. Whereupon the prophet said, Allah solved this problem. And he began to supplicate before him. And then the verses pertaining to li'an were revealed. Those who accuse their wives have no witnesses except themselves. The person was then put to test according to these verses in the presence of the people. There came he and his wife in the presence of Allah's messenger, and they invoked curses in order to testify their claim. So they said, Lanatullah on you. Lanatullah on you. The man swore 4 times in the name of Allah. Lanatullah, Lanatullah. That he was one of the truthful, and then invoked curse for the 5th time, saying, let there be curse of Allah upon him if he were among the liars. Then she began to evoke curse. Allah's messenger said to her, just wait and curse after considering over it. But she refused and invoked curse. And when she turned away, he, Allah's apostle, said, it seems that this woman shall give birth to a curly-haired black child. And so she did give birth to a curly-haired black child.
So she was cursed with a curly-headed black child.
Wow. This is what happens when you put that on you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Allah's curse upon folks is that kinky hair and that black skin. All right. Wow.
I got something, man. This is crazy. Where I mean, see how they're trying to mock off.
Go read.
Here. This is Sahih Bukhari, book 21. Let me give it to you, brother.
Go ahead.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Let's see how Muhammad was fighting with Satan, and probably Muhammad choked Satan. Nah. Satan
matches with Allah, Satan.
The original Quran only Christians got you.
Yo.
I skipped around a little bit, but
Quick question.
I was trying to go to my part because
So
you said some
I
other hadiths.
Remember I asked you before, was you sincere about when you discuss Islam?
Yeah.
So why is it that your Christian brother come up here and say he have a question for you? You tell him no, you only leaving a panel open for Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go and do something like that. Like what
Do something like what?
What's your mission?
Do something like what?
Oh, here we go. That's fine.
Like, I mean, clearly y'all want to spread a certain narrative in regards to Islam.
Was there anything that we did wrong in what we just did?
I'm talking about your intentions.
Okay. What do you think the intentions was? I said it clearly that the intention was to spread knowledge about Islam.
Right. So, but how do you feel about Islam?
I feel like it's false. I feel like it's a satanic cult. If I'm being frank and honest with you.
Why you feel that way?
Because it has a lot of false teachings in the Quran and the Hadiths. It has a lot of lies about the prophets.
Why you feel like it's a cult?
Because it controls y'all's minds and it manipulates you and controls the information that you have. And if you leave it, your life is in danger. You get cut off from your family. So it puts a lot of incentive on you to stay. You lose a lot if you leave.
Can you give me an example of something that forces us that forces us to stay a certain type of way?
Yeah, Muhammad said, if a man leaves his religion of Islam, unalive him. Literally said this.
So one of the things that a lot of people don't understand about the apostate laws, right, is that rarely are they ever exercised, for number one. But for number two, there is only an incentive for you to not bash Islam. If you stop believing, who knows you stop believing? And if you and this is one of the things, like whenever you have the truth, a lot of times we've seen this over and over. The Quran even speaks about it, that certain people sold their religion, and the part of that incentive, that financial gift that they get to talk about Islam is exactly why these rules are in existence, because a lot of people who leave Islam, I don't think they ever believe, for number one, and they often go on this smear campaign for whatever reason, because the kuffar have a mission to paint Islam in a certain light. So this is making their blood halal, because the blood of a Muslim is haram. You cannot unalive another Muslim. Only in this instance do their blood become halal to you. Like, you can do something about it. So this makes a lot of sense, because if let's say you left Christianity, and then you try to basically, come over to the Muslims, and I mean, look at what happened with the Jews, when we took the Jews in, and we gave them protection under our military, and they tried to let them people into the back door. Like, stuff like that happen all the time, and this is the incentive for them. If they want to disbelieve, then they should do it in silence and leave us be. But I'm gonna continue.
So, all right, and you, but you'll use an Islamic argument if you are going against another Christian who you don't agree with. So why is
an Islamic argument? What do you mean?
Yeah, like I've heard you say that before. This is I heard you talking to another Christian before that you that you didn't agree with. I forget his name.
I'll try to find that and bring that one to.
You use like the Quran, and you'll use like different stuff from Islam to.
No, that never happened.
Okay. If you are sincere,
I am sincere. I want you to come out of Islam and into the marvelous light of the truth, which is Christ. That's my sincerest hope for every Muslim, to come out of Islam and into Christ.
So all right. So if that's your sincere, if that's what you want, then why take this approach?
What approach?
The approach of, disrespecting the prophet.
Okay, stop there. What did I do that was disrespectful to your prophet?
See, now I'm the type of person, I only go by what I experienced myself. I don't try to bring in what people told me. So even though multiple people have told me and given me examples of what happened, but I would even consider this, what he's saying now, as disrespect. When you run around talking about the Lama to law and all of that, like, you know what I'm saying, like him and his little homies, I would consider that disrespect. He might not consider that disrespect, but it's worse than that, because they got other stuff that they say. I just haven't witnessed it myself, because I don't spend a lot of time with people I know that don't have good intentions for me and what I believe in. But to each his own. We'll continue.
I mean, I'm not like I don't know.
Then why say that? Why say that I'm taking an approach of disrespecting your prophet when you can't tell me what I did that was disrespectful?
I mean, it's it's a lot of stuff that's going around on the networks.
Yeah,
I don't want to attach myself to if it's not true.
Okay, but I do appreciate that, because you're right. There are a lot of rumors. There's a lot of stuff going around, accusations, saying Avery from God Logic, all he does is insult. All he does is curse Muslims, attack women, and all this kind of stuff. There are these rumors out. But then you have what you experience yourself and what you hear with your own self, with your own ears. you're seeing what I do and how I approach things, and you're seeing that what these rumors are not true.
I mean,
And this is my point. Yeah, I'm seeing right now the blatant disrespect. But you know what? I don't want this to become a back and forth. He say, she say. That's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying? I want to just go based off the facts. And my intention is to clear the air, because just like I thought, I went in somebody else's live, another Christian live, the one that I started talking about, which I'm gonna get to, and they running around with this hadith saying that, oh, Muhammad cursed a woman and she had a black child. They run around, they pick this stuff up. Everything that these dudes say, certain dudes, they pick it up and run with it, and then go run around into all of the lives and start spreading, and it's falsehood. So, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey, let me go ahead.
What
All right. Wow.
happened?
I made a mistake.
And then you acquired him all the way up.
Satan.
yes, sir. In regards to Islam,
Was there anything?
forces us like that forces us to stay a certain type of way. I don't know.
Then why say that? Why say that? What kind of stunt is that?
I mean, if we having a sincere conversation,
Yeah, I'm serious.
I think it's clear. If you disagree, that's fine. But
Yeah. So tell me what is it that's clear? I'm letting you. You know, what I'm saying I really want to hear it. What is this stunt that you're saying?
Would you say, all right, let me stop and do what they told me to do, which is spread information about Islam,
Mhm.
and you cherry pick a hadith, and then you say, oh, they basically, oh, this is what Islam is about. You can say, all right, I told him not to get no context.
No, not context. Commentary. They gave context. The hadith itself gives context. I didn't want them to give commentary, which they didn't, because we just read.
Right. So, and that's what I'm.
That's the lie right there. You didn't want them to give commentary. They did give commentary. The lamatullah and all of that. And that was just the one hadith. They ended up doing either 2 or 3. I don't remember. And the commentary as well is that making a conclusion. Now, when we talked after this, he said that making a conclusion is considered adding something to it. But before I'm gonna just let y'all. We didn't even get to that part. Let me let y'all get to that part first.
That's what I'm challenging. I'm not saying that. You could kind of say, "Oh, that wasn't me, that was them," but
No, I'm not saying it wasn't me, it was them. We were all in this. We brought the hadiths up and we just read hadiths. What was wrong with what we did? I'm in this. It was my platform. What was wrong with what we just did by picking up 2 hadiths, Sahih, authentic hadiths, and just reading them? What was wrong with what we did?
Your intentions, I'm gonna say.
All right. So my intention, as I said, was to spread knowledge about Islam. Did you know about the hadith that says that the black skin and curly hair was a result of a curse from Allah? Did you know that?
I didn't hear that. But
now, what I'm saying is, I didn't hear that when you just read it. That's not the conclusion I came to. But they all take and run with the fact that, oh, I never heard this hadith. So we kind of start getting off track. But I'm gonna just let y'all judge for yourself.
Okay. Well, yep. Here it is. The person got cursed 4 times. The man swore 4 times. Sahih Muslim 1495a. The man swore 4 times in the name of Allah that he was one of the truthful, and then invoked curse for the 5th time, saying, "Let there be curse of Allah upon him if he were among the liars." Then she began to invoke curse. So he's having an argument with a woman, and they're trying to invoke curses on each other, right? Then it says here, "Just wait." Allah's messenger said to the woman, "Just wait," right? But she refused and invoked curse. And when she turned away, Allah's apostle said, "It seems that this woman shall give birth to a curly-haired black child." And so she did give birth to a curly-haired black child as a result of the curses.
As a result of the curse, that's what it's saying there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know the hadith, so I won't make a comment on it.
Yeah, but just notice that that's not We're just reading it. What?
Now, I knew that it didn't say as a result of the curse. However, I didn't have the text in front of me. And like I said, it's very serious to say something about Allah and his messenger that the law didn't say to him about himself. So I was hesitant to be like, yo, this is the lie right here. However, of course, somebody mentioned it in the comments. I saw it, so I challenged them.
See, and you probably never heard of this hadith before. So we're doing exactly what I said we're doing. We're spreading knowledge about Islam.
And it says, as a result of the curse.
Well, no, it doesn't say in those words as a result of the curse. This is the result of the curse from the hadith.
That's what I asked you at the end. And had I not seen somebody in here and say that's not what it say, I would have took your word.
Wait, hold on. Maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. Were you asking me, does it say in the hadith the words as a result of the curse? Is that what you were asking?
That's exactly what I'm
Oh, well, no, those words are not in there. That was now me saying, making the conclusion.
So I think that is, and so that's why I say that is your intention, because you put in the narrative out there.
I didn't put a narrative at all. I just read it.
Okay, man. All right.
Like I literally don't have to do anything. I just read it. You know what I'm saying? I just read it. I don't know what else you guys want me to do.
You saying you just read it, but then you added something to it.
I didn't add anything to it. I now gave I said what the conclusion was. I didn't have to add that. If you just want it there, hold on. Let's just do it again. We were on the night. I won't add nothing. We were on the night of Friday, staying in the mosque in anger. And the Prophet said, Allah solved this problem. So Allah will solve this problem. How will he do it? And he began to supplicate. And then the verses pertaining to li'an were revealed. Those who accuse their wives and have no witnesses except themselves. The person was then put to the test according to these verses in the presence of the people. There came he and his wife in the presence of Allah's messenger. So you have the husband and the wife. The man is accusing his wife of being with another man. All right. So now they're before the people. That's what it says. And they invoked curses. The man swore 4 times in the name of Allah that he was one of the truthful, and then invoked curse for the 5th time, saying, let there be curse of Allah upon him if he were among the liars. Then she began to invoke a curse. Now, who wins in this battle? Allah's messenger said to her, just wait. But she refused and invoked curse. And when she turned away, Allah's apostle said, it seems that this woman shall give birth to a curly-haired black child. And so she did give birth to a curly-haired black child. Now, I read it. You listened to me read it. Let me ask you, why did Muhammad say, well, it looks like she's going to be giving birth to a curly-haired black child? Why did Muhammad say that? In light of all the curses that was being laid out.
Right. So I mean, I'm not going to debate that with you. What I'm going to ask you though is, at what part does it say that the curse is to give birth to a curly-haired black child?
So
that's the narrative you putting out there right now.
I'm just reading it.
Yeah, I'm saying, but what part?
Notice I don't have to put a narrative to it. I just read the narrative.
You said that last time, and you said it this time.
Okay, I actually didn't say it. I just asked you now because I don't want you to accuse me of making up a narrative and yada yada yada. So I asked you, why did Muhammad, after all the curses that was laid out, why does Muhammad turn to the woman and say, well, looks like she's going to be giving birth to a curly-haired black child? And then so she did give birth to a curly-haired black child. after all of these curses, now this is me now talking. After all of these curses were laid out, and then Muhammad responds and says, it looks like she's going to be giving birth to a curly-haired black child, and so it happened. My question is, why did Muhammad say that to the woman after the curses? Why do you think?
Bro, did you not say that reason that she gave the I mean, because I'm not going to sit up here and argue with this. You said I'm arguing what you said.
Yeah, I have the conclusion. My conclusion off of my reading comprehension is that she gives birth to a curly-headed black child due to the curses of Allah being upon her. That's my conclusion off of just reading it.
Right. That's not. You're not just reading it, bro.
Yeah. So if you disagree with what I'm saying, if you disagree with my conclusion, I'm asking you about the conclusion. Why does Muhammad say that she's going to give birth to a black curly-haired child after the curses of Allah have been put upon her? Why does he say that to her?
So, is it possible that she's lying? Because in that way that we'll be able to tell that she's lying is if the baby doesn't look like her husband?
Well, if we're just going off with the verse of what the hadith says, is yes, she's lying. And how we know that she's lying is if Allah's curse is upon her, because they're saying Allah's curse be on the liar.
And that's the insincere part that I'm saying, because I'm quite sure you comprehend really well, and you know that that's not what it's saying. I don't think anybody would agree that that's what it's saying.
I think that everyone who's looking at this with I mean, I'm looking at the comment section. There's 1,000 people on YouTube. I'm looking at the comment section here. Almost 700 here on TikTok, and everybody understood what the hadith said, except for the Muslim for some reason. But if you don't want to argue it, that's fine. But it sounds like you don't have a conclusion to this. I have a conclusion based off the reading comprehension. If you don't want to argue it, that's fine. It's fine and dandy. I'm not going to push it. I'm just saying, don't say that I'm a liar or that I'm pushing some narrative when all I did was just read it. And I have a logical conclusion based off what I read.
I didn't say you was a liar. I said you being insincere.
Yeah, that's lying. Being insincere is lying.
All right, bro. Let's just disagree. Let's just agree to disagree. That's
all right.
That's all I want.
No worries. We'll agree to we'll agree to disagree. So let's go to the topic. Why do you think Jesus was going to be crucified in the first place, according to the Quran?
So at this point, I'm done. I'm not even, like, you know what I'm saying? There's no point in arguing with Mushrik. So I just left. So then he go on this whole tangent about running and crybabies and all of this stuff. And you know, this was just the one situation. And this was just one, right? So, you know, alhamdulillah, when we came back,
He gone.
me and him was able to straighten it out. But this happened again.
He gone. He did.
And I couldn't hold back, man. I'm gonna let y'all go, like, see how he go into his little, oh, you're crying and all of that. And I'm gonna just keep talking, because
guys,
I also think that, and somebody said
you
that,
know what?
suggested
It's interesting, man.
But they got people that come up here and act like they Muslims.
I'm going to give you guys a chance to
speak.
Is
so profound. And
I'm gonna give you guys a chance.
Question a faith and act like they changing the Christianity and stuff like that. Because I heard what he was saying, like the court.
When you guys come
was saying
up
to this one Muslim,
and you say
allegedly
that
a
we
Muslim
are pulling stunts,
and she was just like, "Yeah, I don't know, I don't understand." She had that we are accent like she was from the Middle East.
Disrespectful. That we're, you know, whatever, lying. I'm here for the crying. But I am a shoulder. My sources knowing that it hurts us. You all to lean on and tell me why God logic is such a meanie. Why God logic is such a meanie poo. Why is it that God logic likes to read our sources knowing that it hurts us? I'm here for it. Why does God logic always read Sahih Muslim and Sahih Bukhari?
this the theatrics. This is
I'm here
entertainment,
for it.
and
I have the
people
show now.
are basing
The
a
show.
salvation on entertainment. That's like seeing a movie Passion of Christ and basing your salvation on that, not knowing if it's historically accurate or not or whatever. So this that was the first straw for me. So the same actually this joint kind of long. I'm gonna just do another one so I can get into the other story. But I'm gonna do it right now though, because I ain't gonna have time later. But if you made it this far, man, appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share. This is my channel, Between Fear and Hope. You can follow me at Try and Elevate on social media. Uh, Teron, my name is Teron. I started going by Try and Elevate on social media just by taking the A out of my name and putting TRON and then Elevate, because I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get mainly my people to another level and to thinking a little bit different than we have been in the past. I've lost a lot of opportunities just from having this revolutionary spirit, and I don't really care. But I really want us to learn from history so that we don't repeat a lot of the same mistakes. And a lot of times, being Muslim, we often told that's nationalistic and that is un-Islamic, and I just don't disagree. Often, that's why I like the type of videos I have on here now and about, like, dread, but what they call dreads, what we call locks, things that they attributed to Rastafarians, and that don't have nothing to do with Rastafarians. We've been wearing our hair like this. It's a protective style. We've been wearing our hair like this way before the Rastafarian movement. Stuff like that is really things that I'm kind of passionate about. But I'm on some on some Black Power type stuff. So I'm not saying that some of my stuff don't come off as nationalistic, but I'm saying that it's no problem with that. Like the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, um, that he made us different so that we can get to know each other. But he also said, leave them with their culture, leave them with certain things, and you can't take that away from me. If you know what I'm saying, like it wasn't an issue when the Algerians did it. It wasn't an issue when the Saudis did it. It wasn't an issue when the Kuwaitis did it. Like, when you think about Saudi or all of the Middle Eastern countries, they were all built on nationalism. Saudi, you call Saudi because you're from Saudi Arabia. You call Kuwaiti because you're from Kuwait. These are nationalities. These are with the Algerian movement. This is how they took a nationalistic approach to come up under the oppression of the French. You know what I'm saying? So our people, my people, take a nationalistic approach to try to come up under the oppression that we face in America. And it's not cool for y'all to finish y'all missions and then try to come and tell us that, that's un-Islamic. You know what I'm saying? So that's what type time I'm on. I make dua for me. Pray Allah guide me so that I don't fall astray. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm gonna make the second part, inshallah. The second part not going to have nothing to do with logic. I'm gonna tell the story about. I'm gonna tell the story about what happened to me today.